My name is CHRIS Bosse from LAVA Architects in Sydney, and we're here in Ho Chi Minh City at the CITYGARDEN development. CITYGARDEN is a development where you have continuous, sinuous lines in the facade, where you have organic architecture, where you have beautifully landscaped gardens, swimming pools, terraces, gyms and restaurants. This design strategy is a new strategy for the Asian market. So initially people found it a little bit difficult to accept a circular building, an elliptical building, an organic facade, floor plans that aren't always rectilinear. But it turned out that now, 10 years later, where the stage 1 and the stage 2 of these buildings have been completed, the development is one of the most successful and most respected developments in Ho Chi Minh City. Ho Chi Minh City is the city of tiny little terrace houses. They're like 3 meter wide, 5 meter wide, 7 meter wide, and anywhere between 2 and 7 levels high. Out of the sea of terrace houses, CITYGARDEN emerges as a series of 6 elliptical towers. Some of these towers are joined together in the middle. So the design idea essentially is having horizontal levels that result in horizontal facades that you can open, surrounding balconies that surround the entire building. Here in this development we have full height glazing and then full height sliding doors that lead onto balconies. So you would call that traditionally a French window. French window means you can step out, you can open up, you can let the air in and you can see out. And to have that in every single room is a big plus. 99% of all developments in residential architecture have a setup like this, with a central core, with lifts and staircases and a number of apartments. We essentially designed 2 of these buildings next to each other and then connected them with a curvilinear outline. What that does is a number of things. Firstly, we have these central apartments which get cross ventilation and good views on both sides. Further, the internal layout is still the same internal layout that you would find in an ordinary apartment, but it gives you extra space and extra amenities, and all of a sudden you have all these views around your neighborhood. So in the master plan we have 2 of these double buildings, stage 1 and stage 2, and 2 single buildings which are called Crescent and Avenue. And in between you have a 50-meter pool, you have a 25-meter pool, you have a clubhouse, and you have all these amazing organic landscaping grounds. Living in CITYGARDEN is like living in a luxury residential compound in the center of the city. Walkable to District 1, walkable to Tao Dien, and with river views and views to the new landmark precinct. It's interesting when you look at the architecture in Ho Chi Minh City or in Vietnam generally. It has a lot of different influences. Some influences are more Asiatic and some influences are more European. And the one thing that probably sticks with this building in particular is this idea of European modernism that traveled to America and manifested itself with people like Gropius and Marcel Breuer, and in Brazil with Oscar Niemeyer. When you walk through this development, you will find a lot of references to this sort of architecture. This idea of a beautiful organic simplicity, flowing gardens, beautiful curved swimming pools, curvaceous canopies, curvaceous balconies and terraces, but overall a very simple, restrained approach. Generally you can say that building a curve is always a little bit more expensive than building a square box, but what we believe and what the residents now understand is that the value you get out of the value for your lifestyle, the value for natural ventilation, for natural light and views, and ultimately the value for your development is much greater than the cost that you put in. When I found that the stage 1 was completed exactly to our drawings, I found that there's such an incredible potential in Vietnam to develop further and to design more fantastic buildings for the people here, that we started an office. So 3 years ago I established LAVA Vietnam in Ho Chi Minh City, and since then we have developed a lot of buildings in different parts of Vietnam, in the north and the south, east and west, and we're always trying to apply the same design thinking to each of the projects. So every project is about the past but also about the future. It's about reasonable cost, but maximum benefit for the developer and for the end user. It's about environmental strategies, and it's about beautiful lifestyle.